Hello, fellow Star Wars fans and collectors. It's David at Red Wagon Dioramas. Today I'm going to share a quick video with you about my display shelves, how I took these Ikea cube shelves behind me, modified them a little bit for my display. I thought maybe some of you would find it interesting or helpful. Enjoy the video. I appreciate all the subscribers and likes. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of narrate my way through this a little bit here. As you can see, this is a cube shelf from Ikea. It has 5 cubes across and 5 cubes vertically, 5x5 unit. They sell these as Kallax units, or they used to be the Expedite units. I actually own 3 of these shelves. I picked them all up used on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. These are the largest units that Ikea makes. Brand new, I think they're maybe around $150 or so. I usually find them for about half that price used. And anyway, you can see this, my shelf right now is a total mess on the bottom, but I was messing around with the top shelves here, trying to set them up a little bit. And I got into the middle of that, and I thought, hey, I should do a video kind of talking about how I modified the Ikea shelf and how I did the risers, and just give people some ideas of what you can do for your display. If you've seen my other videos in Instagram, you've seen my other black cube shelf setups where I have my dioramas, and it just makes it real easy to fit large scenes together in these shelves. And the key thing here is obviously taking out some of these vertical dividers. So you can see where the drill hole from Ikea here and here. So when I put this shelf together, I knew I wanted this to be an open section, so I just didn't install those vertical pieces. Now, the problem with that is, obviously you wouldn't have enough support, and you may have the shelf start sagging under the weight. But what I found instead of putting them here in the middle is I just turned them on the flat and pushed them to the back. So now you see these pieces here are those vertical dividers, just turned 90 degrees and pushed all the way to the back. So they're still providing support for this top piece. And down here, they're behind the space wall, same thing. They're supporting the shelf on the back. Down here, you can see the same. There's more of these vertical pieces. So these Ikea shelves, like I said, are just over 13 inches high. And each cube, if you use the cubes, same size, 13 1/4 or so, but they're deep. They're about 15 inches deep. So you can use these shelves for 1/6 scale figures, I guess, if you were into those. Here's an example of an older 3PO figure. It can fit on the shelf, but I mainly collect the 6-inch scale, the 1/12 scale Black Series figures. So that's what I have lined up here. So using risers, I can fit 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of figures in this shelf. Or I can make dioramas that give me a tiered, multi-level diorama setup, which is real nice for the display. For example, you can do the Bounty Hunter setup from Empire Strikes Back, where Vader's down on the bottom, and then you can build a shelf there and put, Boba Fett and Zuckuss and Forlom and all those guys up there up top, and you can fit that all in this 13 inches because each figure is about 6 inches tall. So it works really good with the scale, I think, for the figures. Now, using these cube shelves, you do have to have a lot of floor space when you set them up. You basically build it flat on the floor, and then you lift it up into place. So while you're assembling it, that's when you think you got to plan out beforehand where you want your vertical dividers to be and where you want to leave them out for larger displays. And then you peg them all together. There's no glue or anything with these shelves. They just use dowels. You peg them all together, and then there's just 2 screws on the top, and on the bottom there's actually only 8 screws to put this whole thing together. Another nice feature of these shelves is IKEA has several different types of inserts and storage options for the cubes. This is just a fabric bin. We use them to store the figures in that the kids are playing with. I have a 2-drawer drawer insert here. Have some of the accessories stored in there, and then my other shelves, I have some hinged doors that just open and close. I put those along the bottom cubes, and it gives me storage space for some of the boxes and things. For lighting, I've played around with like adhesive strips. Those tend to fall down over time. So this latest strip light here from Ikea, I actually just use little screws and a little drill and actually screwed the brackets up into the wood. So that's a permanent attachment there. I don't have to worry about anything coming loose. The one problem with these shelves, which isn't great, is that of course there's no dust control. There's no dust protection. So everything does get dusty. But for the cost, the value, the versatility, I thought it was a great choice, and it's worked out well. Nice cardboard, huh? All right, so real quick about the display risers here. When I was looking for shelving, I had bought a 4x4 cube unit. Same model, Ikea Expedite, I think at the time. The Expedite has a little slightly larger dimension here. It's more closer to 2 inches, and the newer Kallax model here is, I don't know, 1.5 inches or so. So you just watch that if you're buying these shelves, versus the older versus the newer. The dimensions are a little bit different. Cubes are all the same internal dimensions, but the frame widths are a little different. So this is with the Expedite. These are the larger dimensions. And all I did is I had that 4x4 cube unit, and I wasn't going to use the frame. So I measured it into thirds, and I just cut it down the middle using a saw. Basically, just sliced it right down the middle. And there you have it. You have two riser pieces. So you can customize that however you want, but you can see the inside of these is just kind of like it's all cardboard. It's particle board. It's real easy to cut. Only has particle board at the ends for the fasteners, but everything else is very lightweight, hollow. You do have the peg holes for the dowels, which you would have to put like a fastener cap in or something to putty it to make it, to get rid of those. But overall, gives you a nice little riser system. Looks nice, it's attractive. It's worked out well for me. That's what these guys are on here. So to wrap up, I like these Ikea shelves mainly because of the size, the dimensions it gives you. It gives you 15 inches of depth to create a scene, a diorama setup, or if you're doing a riser display, you can get 4 full rows of figures with plenty of room. I like that you can get nice wide openings if you take out some of the vertical pieces. As long as you support them in the back, it seems to do fine. I haven't had any sagging problems with these shelves. They seem to be readily available, easy to find used, Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. If you're in a big city area, which has an Ikea, there's probably thousands of people that have these, and it's easy to find them for sale. I mean, almost on a daily basis around me. Very easy to set up, very easy to transport. You can break it all down and put it in a car pretty easily. Pretty secure, It's got enough weight to it. It doesn't seem to vibrate or shake. Figures don't fall over very often, occasionally. You should tether it to the wall for safety. I do have this thing tethered there in the corners, especially if you have children. I think it's hard to find a bookshelf that is wide and has depth if you're trying to do displays. Most bookshelves are 12 inches deep, and that can be really limiting if you're building a diorama. So to get that extra 3 inches or a 15-inch depth here has been a big difference for me. I think that's one of the main reasons I like these shelves.